Most people think a crow sitting nearby is doing absolutely nothing. Just another bird. Just another glance. Just another moment that means nothing. But what if that crow isn't simply looking at you? What if it's evaluating you? Noticing patterns about you? Remembering details about you? And quietly deciding whether you're someone worth paying attention to? Because hidden inside one of the most common crow behaviors on Earth is something researchers are still trying to fully understand. And chances are, you've already seen it happen. You just didn't realize what you were looking at. Imagine you're walking through the same park every morning. You take the same path. You stop at the same bench. You drink your coffee. You check your phone. Nothing unusual. But then you notice a crow. Not once. Not twice. Repeatedly. Always nearby. Always watching. At first, it feels random. After all, crows live everywhere. You assume it's coincidence. Most people do. But here's the strange part. Crows don't spend energy paying attention to everything. Their world is crowded with information. Cars, dogs, other birds, food opportunities, potential dangers, humans, thousands of humans. Yet somehow, certain people stand out. The question is why? And the answer begins with a behavior most people completely misunderstand. The act of watching. When humans stare at something, we often think of curiosity. Maybe we're distracted. Maybe we're daydreaming. Maybe we're simply looking around. Crows are different. A crow's attention is valuable. Researchers have repeatedly observed that crows selectively focus on specific people, objects, and events. They don't constantly monitor everything. They prioritize. They choose. They decide what deserves mental space. Which means when a crow repeatedly watches a person, something has already happened inside the crow's mind. A decision has been made. But what caused it? That's where things get strange. Because often, the person hasn't done anything obvious at all. Think about your daily routine. You probably believe your habits are invisible. Leave home, drive to work, walk the dog, visit a store, take an evening walk. Ordinary, forgettable. But crows excel at something humans rarely notice. Pattern detection. They constantly look for consistency, predictability, change. A crow may observe the same area every day, and while doing so, it begins noticing repeated behaviors. The same person, the same route, the same timing, the same actions, day after day, week after week. Slowly, a profile begins forming. Not in the way humans think, not with names, not with personal histories, but with associations. Reliable, unpredictable, threatening, helpful, interesting. And once those categories begin forming, most people assume recognition happens instantly. It doesn't. Crow intelligence often works through accumulation. Small observations, tiny details, repeated experiences. A single interaction may mean very little, but dozens of interactions create something powerful. Familiarity. And familiarity changes behavior. Researchers studying crow cognition have found that crows can remember individual human faces for surprisingly long periods. Not days, not weeks, sometimes years. Think about that. A brief encounter that you forgot months ago could still exist inside a crow's memory. And that leads to a fascinating question. What exactly are they remembering? The answer reveals why watching behavior matters so much. One of the biggest misconceptions about animal intelligence is that memory exists only to remember the past. In reality, memory helps predict the future. Humans do this constantly. You remember which roads are crowded, which restaurants are good, which people can be trusted. Crows appear to do something similar. When a crow watches someone repeatedly, it may be collecting information that helps answer a simple question. What happens next? Will this person feed animals? Will they ignore me? Will they disturb my nesting area? Will they bring danger? Will they leave food behind? Every observation becomes another piece of a larger puzzle, and the longer the crow observes, the more accurate that puzzle becomes. But things become even more interesting when other crows get involved. Imagine discovering something important. You'd probably tell someone. Crows do too, not with words, but with calls, behaviors, reactions, and social learning. Crow communities are remarkably social. Individuals observe each other, learn from each other, react to each other's experiences. This means one crow's observation doesn't necessarily stay with one crow. Information can spread. Researchers have observed situations where groups of crows reacted to humans they had never personally encountered, which raises an unsettling possibility. Sometimes the crow watching you may not be gathering information for itself alone. It may be contributing to a larger social memory, a community understanding, a shared assessment. And suddenly that crow sitting quietly on a branch doesn't seem quite so ordinary anymore. There is a subtle transition that occurs. At first, you're just another human, background noise, part of the environment. Then something changes. The crow starts anticipating you. It notices your arrival sooner. It reacts differently. Its attention sharpens. You aren't simply present anymore. You're recognized. Most people never realize when this happens, because recognition doesn't come with an announcement. No dramatic signal. No visible badge, just small shifts in behavior. The crow looks longer, appears sooner, seems less surprised, remains nearby. Tiny details, easy to miss. Yet these details reveal a remarkable possibility. The crow knows exactly who you are. At first, this sounds like a fun animal fact. Interesting, curious, nothing more. But there is something deeper happening. For most of human history, we viewed intelligence as something largely human. Then we discovered dolphins solving problems, octopuses escaping enclosures, elephants remembering distant locations, and crows challenged assumptions yet again. Because their intelligence doesn't just appear in laboratories. It appears on sidewalks, parking lots, neighborhood trees, places we walk through every day. The realization is profound. Complex thinking isn't always hidden in distant forests or exotic locations. Sometimes it's perched above a streetlight watching people pass by, including you. Now we arrive at the behavior itself, the one most people overlook. Not flying, not calling, not tool use, not bringing gifts. Watching, intentional observation, the simple act of paying attention. Because once you understand what may be happening behind that behavior, everything else starts making sense. Recognition, memory, prediction, social learning, decision-making. All of it begins with observation. The crow isn't necessarily staring because it's curious. It may be gathering information, updating expectations, refining its understanding of the world. And that changes how we interpret countless encounters. Suddenly, that quiet moment isn't empty at all. It's active. A thinking mind is at work. Every so often, something remarkable happens. A person realizes the crow recognizes them. Not because of science, not because of research papers, because they experience it firsthand. The crow appears before they arrive, follows from a distance, waits near familiar locations, responds differently than it does to strangers. It's subtle, but unmistakable, and once people notice it, they often can't stop noticing it, because they begin seeing the relationship differently, not as human observing bird, but as bird observing human. And that perspective shift is surprisingly powerful. The most important discovery isn't that crows are intelligent. We already know that. It's not that they remember faces. Researchers have demonstrated that too. The real discovery is much simpler and much more personal. Many of us move through the world assuming we're the observers, the ones watching, the ones studying, the ones noticing. But crows reveal something unexpected. We're being observed too. Not constantly, Not mysteriously, not in some supernatural way, but through the eyes of another intelligent creature trying to understand its environment, trying to predict outcomes, trying to make decisions, trying to survive. And in that process, some humans become memorable. So the next time you notice a crow sitting quietly nearby, don't immediately dismiss the moment, because the behavior most people overlook isn't the flying, or the calling, or even the problem solving. It's the watching, the patient observation, the gathering of information, the silent evaluation taking place behind dark eyes. You may think you've simply noticed a crow, but there's a chance the crow noticed you first. And if it has been watching for a while, it may already know more about your routines than you realize, which means that somewhere above a neighborhood street, on a fence, or in the branches of a familiar tree, a crow could be doing something most people never notice. Remembering, observing, learning, and quietly deciding what kind of person you are.